So at the end of every class, I like giving you guys something to think about. Because what matters about the practice is not necessarily what happens in your body. Right? Because whatever happens in your body will only happen if your mind allows it. Right? All those experiences of, oh my God, my body's opening so much. That's because your mind is opening so much. Right? And that's because your spirit wants to open so much. So your mind and your body follow usually what your spirit wants to do. Especially if you are a nice functioning person. Right? Sometimes we go against what our spirit wants to do, and it creates all kinds of suffering. All kinds of stagnation, energy can't move, and then you get all kinds of dis-ease. So at the end of class, it's always good to take a second to kind of wrap up what just happened. So what did just happen? So you moved around a bunch, and you sweat some, and you stretch a little, and you maybe learned a little more how to move in a different way. So, what lesson can you pick up from the movement that proves to you that you can think in a different way? Because your movement comes from your thoughts, right? Every movement that you make comes from a thought that you create. Right? You generate this thought that says, my arm's going to move here, and your arm follows that. So if you're able to move in a different way that you're used to, right? Or even if you're used to moving this way, if you can make this time a little bit more precise, a little bit more graceful, a little bit more accurate. Maybe you say, okay, foot in between the hands right here, and you put the foot right there. That's because it required a different stream of thought. So if you were able today to move in a way that is different to the way that you're used to moving, it's the proof that you can think in a different way that you're used to thinking. The reason why there's some suffering still in your life is because you're stuck and you're a slave to your own ideas. I have it too. Right? We all have that. Some people are super advanced in their practice and they don't have that anymore. So that's where we're going towards our mastery. Freedom from our own ideas. That's a very basic Zen principle, living free of your own ideas. So if you can move in a different way, and that comes from a different thought pattern, that means that you can think differently. So think for a second at any aspect of your life where you know the way that you think is keeping you from evolving, is keeping you from enjoying your life. Maybe it's a relationship. Maybe it's your relationship with your boss, or your relationship with your dad or your mom, right? Because they are so stuck in their ways, right? They're so stuck in their ways that I cannot see how they can be like that. Oops. So maybe you can be like, hey, today in Budokon I moved a little different, so I can think a little different, so let me look at them a little different. Like that example that I gave you a little earlier, how far do you have to push for something until you learn from it? Do you have to push until it hurts? So what are you creating with your sticky, stagnant thought or idea that is going to hurt soon? We all have something in our life that we could really allow for it to be, instead of trying to make it be something that we think should be. Just like that pigeon pose that we did today. You're like, wait, Sensei, that's not pigeon pose. I'm like, yeah, but it feels like pigeon pose. It gives you the same benefit as pigeon pose. And actually it takes way less effort than pigeon pose, so I kind of like it more. So what can we do to bring those concepts, those modifications, those adjustments to our life, to make it more pleasurable, to make it more effective, to make it more efficient, so that you can enjoy more using less energy. Right? Very similar to our energy efficiency from our environmental studies. Right? How can you take that light bulb out and put the little twisty light bulb? Right? What can you do to get the same amount of light the same amount of enlightenment using less energy. So what are you doing that's keeping you in the dark? We can continue to blame other people for their ways, for how they treat you, for what they do. Or you can start looking at you, because you can control you. You can't control them. You can change you. You cannot change them. They may change, but you cannot change them. But you can choose to change anything about you right now. Anything there is. There's something about you that you don't like, change it. Only you can change it. I can't change it. Coming to class forever is not going to change it. Right? Doing 300 vinyasas a day is not going to change it. Right? Learning to do a handstand is not going to change it. It's you changing it what's going to change it. So take this one last minute in meditation and pick one thing that you want to change about your life right now. One thing, anything, big or small. You don't like your job? Change it. You don't like your boyfriend? Change him. Right? You don't like something about you? Change it. Right? You don't like your practice? God, change it. Right? You don't like Budokon? You don't like me? Change it. Change it all. Right? You're in complete control of all of that. So let me give you a minute in silence so you can actually do it. Pick what you want to change. Pretty good. Pretty good. So everyone just gave themselves some homework to do. I'm going to let you in a secret. All right? That homework's very powerful. Okay, that's a very strong, powerful meditation. Probably the most powerful and practical meditation of all. You can sit down, pick something you want to change, and change it. Nothing is going to give you as much results as your willingness to make your life better. Right? You can go to church all day, you can do all kinds of practices, you can do whatever you want. That is not changing it. And then it's not going to change. So you are in complete control of your life already. You just got to start driving a little bit more. Right? Also, if you start changing those things that are heavy and sticky about you, your practice will explode. You will become lighter. All techniques are going to be so much easier to do because you'll be more focused. You'll have more energy. You'll be more motivated. You'll be less stressed. You'll be happier. And you'll take yourself a little less seriously because you're light and happy. That will allow you to be the best practitioner of Budokon or yoga or martial arts or life that you can be. That's the work that I'm doing. I'm picking things every day about my life that I personally would like to enhance. And I enhance them. Right? And we get better at it every day. But if you don't do it, you're not going to get good at it ever. So it's your choice. And I love you either way. Right? You change your things, I love you. You don't change your things, I love you. It's all good. All right? But don't make my love change your things. You have to change everything yourself. All right? So don't expect anyone to do the work for you because only you can do it. Remember that the way that you do anything is the way that you do everything. So the way that you move on your mat is a reflection of the way that you move in your head. So this mat, as dark as it is the shiniest of mirrors. You can learn everything about you right here. Or anywhere where you're willing to look at yourself. So that's what the work is all about. Getting better every day. Let's blink the eyes open. Let's bow out of class, bringing the right hand to the ground, following with the left. As we bow out, we say Oz. Oz. Oz means patience. You use that patience so that you can change those things. Rising. Right hand first, then the left. Then you bring your hands together and you look around at the people that helped you tonight. You say Namaste, 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 Namaste. Namaste means the light within me celebrates the light within you. We're all made of the same thing. We all come from the same place. And we all end up in the same place for sure. That's why we say Namaste. Namaste. All right. Good work, guys. Good. All right. So we do this thing Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7:30 p.m. at the beautiful